Good day, grade 5 students, and welcome back to our science class. By the way, we're now in unit number 2, lesson number 3. This is teacher and again your science teacher. And for this lesson, we're going to talk about plant propagation. Again, we will be learning the different techniques of plant propagation. It's review time! Okay, last time, if you can still remember, we talked about pollinations and fertilization of a plant. Okay, we have self-pollination, we have cross-pollination from one plant to another plant. And if you can still remember also, we talked about some factors that cause pollination of a flower. We talk about the wind as one factor. We have also the insect. It transfers the pollen grain from one flower to another. And we have the third one. We have the water. And also we have the humans. Now it's time to talk about propagation. Propagation meaning is the process of creating new plants. Again, is a process of creating new plants, meaning that is propagation. We have types of propagation. We have what we call the sexual propagation, and we have also we call the asexual or vegetative propagation. When we say sexual, meaning we use the seeds of a plant to have a new plant. Okay, so this time we'll be focusing on asexual propagation. So these plants are divided into two types. So we have taking the whole plants, such as the roots or the stems or the leaf to grow a new plant. We have also other methods, okay, like cutting, grafting, budding, and tree plugging to form a new plant. For this lesson, again, we'll be focusing on asexual methods, alright? So now we will be discussing about methods of propagation. Okay, we have the first one, seedling. Okay, when we say seedling, meaning it's come from the seed, right? Seed that we will grow, we will put in the ground, and we will grow them. So the advantage of using the seeds, meaning the plant is strong. But the problem is, it's not the problem, but the disadvantage is the plants take a long time to grow and produce fruit. That's why some methods are being discovered, alright? So that plants will grow in a short period of time. At the same time, they will produce fruit in not long period, but in a short time. Okay? Okay, we have some steps to follow when we use the seeds to grow. The first one is we have to fill a seed tray with soil to a depth of at least 7 centimeters. So this one is the tray. So you have to put soil. You have to prepare the tray for you to put the seeds. The second step is you have to spread the seed all over the soil or in a row, okay, like what this person did, right? You have to put in each of the rows, okay, fill the rows with seeds. The third is you have to cover the seeds with soil and press it down and water it, okay. And the last one is water them every day, in the morning and in the night, until the seeds will grow well. It's very simple, right? All you have to do, the first one is you have to fill in the tray with soil, and then put the seeds in the trays, and then you have to water them every morning and every night, every day, so that the plants will grow. Okay, we have the second method. We have cuttings. Again, we have cuttings. When we say cuttings, this is the type of a propagation of plants using a stem or the leaf cut from a fully grown plant. Okay, this kind of propagation is we will get one part, okay, either stem or leaf in one mother plant. Okay, okay, like this one. If we have a rose, we will just get a stem, okay, and then we will grow it. Or cactus, we use the leaf of a cactus to produce a new plant. So these are the steps and how to do it and how to do the cutting methods. Okay, first thing you have to do is you have to prepare the soil. Okay, prepare the soil. Next is you have to choose a branch not too young or old. You have to use the sharp knife. Again, you have to go to the matured plants and you have to get a stem or a leaf. Not very young, not very old, but the matured one. Alright, and then cut it. The next is you have to cut the leaves to reduce the water loss. Okay, if this is the stem of your example, the rose, you have to get all the leaves of a plant. Okay, you have to get or remove all the leaves, okay, of the stem to reduce the water loss of when you plant it. Alright, and so we have the fourth one. You have to plant the cutting in the soil at a diagonal angle. Okay, diagonal angle. Diagonal angle. Okay, you have to put it in the soil without the leaf. Okay, and the last one, of course, you have to water them every morning, every night. Okay, so that the plants will grow. Okay, now we are now in the third method. We have what we call layering. Again, layering. One more time, layering, layering. When you say layering, it's a method in which the branch grow a root which still attached to the parent tree. Once the root is strong enough, the layered branch can be planted on its own. Okay, again we have the layering. So in this method, the plant is still attached to the mother. All right, so if you discover that the stem already have its own root, so that's the time you can cut it and put it in the ground, or you can plant it already. Now let's talk about some steps or the step on how to do the layering. The first step you have to do is you have to choose a healthy and mature branch of a, of course you have to look and you have to find it in the parent plant. Okay, the first thing that you have to do is you have to score line. Okay, as what can you see in this picture. Alright, so you have to do like this, at least 2 to 4 centimeter apart from each other. Okay, so you have to do like this, and after that you have to rip the bark from the branch between two lines. Okay, you have to do like this. Okay, you rip the bark. The bark is the one who covered the stem of a plant. Okay, you have to rip it off. Next step is you have to cover the bare branch with soil. Okay, mix with a manure. Manure is from a rotten materials, okay, or from the garbages. Okay, Okay, use that or put that in the soil and then cover the stem. And then water it well, then wrap the whole thing in plastic and tie it on top and the bottom. Alright, so after doing this, you have to cover it. Okay, you have to seal it. And then the last is you have to write the name of a plant and the date of layering on the plastic. Okay, so that you can still remember what date are you going to remove the plastic. All right, so you have to put date. Okay, so we have the fourth one. We have the budding. Again, we have the budding. Budding is from the word bud, buds of a plant. Okay, using the buds of one plant and grow them in the trunk of a different plant. Again, we use the buds of a plant and then we grow it to another plant. Okay, like this one. This is bud. Okay, it's example. It's like the the branch is still growing, so that is buds of a plant. All right. So this is example of a budding. All right, we will be discussing the steps of budding. First thing that you have to do is you select an internode on the stem of a root plant. Okay, you have to look for this, the bed of other plant. Okay, and then you have to use the sharp knife and then slightly curve the knife and cut. This is another plant, okay, the root stock. Okay, the other plant that you were going to attach this one. Okay, so you have to form a T shape on the bark and peel it open. And then the third is you have to slice a bud plate from the plant you want to attach to the root stock plant. Say this is example. This is what we call the bud, all right? And this is the root stock of other plant. So this time we will attach them. Okay, we will attach these two. And then next is you have to cover the closed T-shape cut by wrapping it tightly with plastic. Okay, after attaching it, so you have to cover it with plastics. Okay, after 14 days, remove the plastic material. Okay, so this is the final. Okay, after 14 days or 2 weeks, you have to remove the wrap, the plastic wrap. Next is we have the grafting. When we say grafting, meaning we insert the whole branch so that it will grow as a new plant. For example, this is one plant and this is another branch of a plant. So you have to insert the other plant into the rootstock of another plant. So step is first is you have to notch the rootstock in a serrated shape. So this is the what we call the rootstock. Okay. So then cut the base part of the top of a twig from a plant and interest into a wedge shape. Okay, you have to cut another plant in a V shape, and the rootstock is you have to also cut like this. Okay, so that at the time you insert the other stem, it will be easy. Next step is you have to put the top of the twig in the notch. Okay, this one. So this is again the rootstock. Rootstock meaning the plants which is the root is attached to the soil. Okay, so next is you have to insert it. And then the next is you have to wrap the joint with wax. Then use the plastic material to cover the joint tightly. Meaning when you say tight, very tight, you have to cover them a plastic. Next is number 6. We have the energy. Energy meaning it's bringing a plant with strong roots to be connected with the top of another plant. So like this one. Okay, this is the root. Okay, strong root. And we have to attach the stem and then another stem. Okay, we have to put them together. So that is energy. The first step that we are going to do is we have to prepare the rootstock. Again, a rootstock is this one, meaning the stem is attached to the soil or it has the root. So that is the rootstock. So when the rootstock grow, use a sharp knife to cut side to the rootstock. So this is one. You have to cut it, okay? Next is lay the stem next to each other and then wrap the two stems tightly. Leave for 30 to 45 days. So it's more than a month. So again, so this is the rootstock. Okay, this is the mother plant. And then you have to attach another stem. So that is energy. Two stems. Okay. And then the last is when both stems are well connected, cut the stem of the original plant so you're left with the root stock. Alright, so when these two plants it's already matured enough or it's ready um, to cut it off, so you have to cut this one, okay, and then left it just the stem, okay, leave it in the root stock, okay. So we have also the technology, okay, we use also technology for propagation. So we use biotechnology. When we say biotechnology, it means we use living organism or parts of a living organism to produce food and drugs and to solve the real world problems. Okay, what we call biotechnology. We use this technology to produce. Okay, the first is we have tissue culture. So when we say tissue culture is use tissue from growing parts of a plant such as stem, tips or the root tips. When we say tissue, meaning we will just get a tissue from a plant, okay? It's either from the stem or from the root, alright? We will just get example. We will just get sample tissue. We will get uh, root tips here or either a stem of a plant. Okay, we use the tissue to grow. The next methods that use technology is the genetic modification or GM. It's very common nowadays. All right, so the first it involves cutting out the genes from one organism and putting them in a different organism. All right, so like for example this tomato. Okay, we want to achieve that it's very, it's big. At the same time, it's not really sour. So we use GM. Okay, we use GM. So it helps produce a new organisms with the characteristic we wanted to get. Alright, we use GM. So we inject or we put it in the one genes, alright, of a plant or an animals to get the thing that we wanted this plant to be, okay. So we have the third one, cloning. When we say cloning, it's a process wherein you cut, okay, you clone a plant by cutting, okay. We cut and then the plant that is fully grown, and then we will have exactly the same genetic characteristic as the parent plant. Okay, this process is broadly means it's a duplication of any kind of biological materials for a scientific study, okay. So it's duplicate, so it's really like it's we have the parent plant, so it's really the same, okay. The new plant is really copy paste from the parent plant, so that is cloning. Okay, what do you think is the advantage of using biotechnology? Okay, We have, by using the biotechnology, we can see that for plants breeding, we can purposely select the characteristic we want in plants and we wish to grow. If we want a really sweet corn, so we can use biotechnology. It also allows us to easily take good care the characteristic from one organism and combine this characteristic into another plant. That is biotechnology. We can combine another characteristic of these plants from another plants and then we will merge them. So we can get the characteristic of a plant that we wanted to have. So that is the work of a biotechnology. So to wrap up everything, so again we have the different methods of propagating. So remember them. Alright, the first one is we have the seedling. We use the seeds to plant a new plant. We have cuttings. Okay, we use to cut leaf or a stem from one matured plant and we grow it directly to the ground. We have also layering. Okay, so layering is this one. Okay, we layer the plant, same plant, then we will just wait that this plant will have the roots and then we will cut it and then we will put it in the soil to grow. Okay, the fourth one is we have the budding. Budding is we get one bud from another plant and then we will attach it to the other plant using the buds. Then we have also the grafting. Okay, we used to attach the twig of another plant from the rootstock of another plant. And we have number 6, we have the anarchy. So we used to attach the rootstock from another one. Then after that, we will just wait for 30 to 45 days and then we will have this one. So we will cut this already. So we will cut and we will just leave the rootstock of a plant together with the attached stem. We have also technology. We use also technology for propagation. We have tissue culture. Okay, we will get some tissue from either from the root tips or from the stem tips. And we have also the genetic modification. Okay, we use it so that we can either preserve plants, all right, or we can get the things that we wanted the plants to have. We have also the cloning. Okay, we clone plants by cutting. Okay, and so this is your worksheet for the first part of your worksheet. Okay, tick or check on the circle. This one is the circle. All right, so we have to tick on the circle of a plant. Okay, in this picture we have plant, we have seeds and fruit, and then we have flower. If you can see a plant, then you have to check it. And then for the plant flowers, you have to put minus sign. And for the plant seeds or fruit, you have to put an X to the circle. Do you understand it? Like for example, if this is a plant, so you may check it. Alright? So if this is a flower, example, if this is a flower, so you can put X on the circle. Or if this is a seeds or a fruit, so you can put a minus sign. Alright? So for the second part of your worksheet, we have to look at the picture, then fill the blanks with the type of plant propagation. So starting here, we have this one, until number 10. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you have to choose the answer. For number 4, what kind of method is this? or what type of methods we use here in number 4. Is it seedling? Is it cuttings? Is it layering, budding, anarching, grafting, or tissue culture? How about in number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10? And so that's the end of your worksheet. So this is also the end of our class for today, and I hope to see you next time for our next video. Bye bye.